Good afternoon, and thank you for being here. We are a small group, but a mighty group this afternoon. This is the last of our PES Convocation sessions, and I'm happy that you're here with us this afternoon. Are all of you, you're all first-time students with us, right? So what you're going to find out while you're here with us at Madisonville Community College that professional and personal skills are very important to us. It's integrated into everything we do. And you came, I think, to the smallest group we've had. So you're going to get all sorts of personal attention. So for you, that may be a good thing or a bad thing. Not sure how you feel about that. But I do want to thank you this afternoon. I also want to thank our community and business partners for being here this afternoon. And my name is Cindy Kelly, and I'm president of the college. And I want to introduce our guest speakers who are going to be talking to you about getting ready to get a job, keeping a job, and then excelling at a job once you have it. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce our three speakers, and they will get up just one after another and speak, and I hope you enjoy what we have to offer you here this afternoon. With us this afternoon, we have Mickey Dunbar, who is the Webster County Manager for Planters Bank, and Mickey is in the yellow shirt right behind me. We have Debbie Myers, who's the Administrative Assistant for the City of Madisonville, and she's in the middle, I think. Yes, she is. And then Mr. Ray Hagerman, who's the President of the Madisonville Hopkins County Economic Development Corporation. So I hope you give them your full attention. I think they'll have a lot of good things to share with you, and again, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Again, my name is Mickey Dunbar. I'm the manager, or the Webster County Manager of Planters Bank. And I'm going to be talking to you about how to get that job. And we're going to be looking at three things today on how to get that job or to get that career. And we're looking at the three P's, what I call the three P's. I hope you can hear me. Planning, preparing, and promoting. Planning, preparing, and promoting. So if we talk about planning first, that's our first P. The first thing you have to do is figure out what you want to do, what kind of job you want, what kind of career do you want going forward, and make a decision and stick to it and go for it. Work hard towards it. You need to decide what it's going to take to get there. What type of education? 2-year degree, 4-year degree, even more, maybe technical school, something along those lines. Figure it out, make those decisions. Work experience. If you've had any work at all up to this point, will it help you get this new job that you need, that you're looking to get, this new career? It's very important if you can gain some of that experience. While you're here at the college, obtaining your education, are there any internships out there that you might gain some experience to put on your resume? So when you go into interview, people will see that you have some experience, work experience to go along with the education that you have. One thing that I like to talk about in planning is something that you need to think about as soon as possible. Is you need to think about your social media presence. Social media is very big right now. As employers, HR departments, they're going to check you out totally and completely when you go in for that job. You turn in that application and resume. Make sure your Twitter, your Snapchat, your Facebook, all of those things are clean. You don't want your employers to see the worst of you. You want your potential employers to see the best of you. So think about that now, because those decisions that you make can impact your future for a very long time. So that's the first P, that's planning. The next P is preparing. You want to prepare to get that job, and you do that by coming up with a resume, okay? You want to work on that resume. You want to get the help that you've needed or that you need. If you've never had a resume, there's online resources. There's resources here at the college. You have friends, maybe some family that can help you, but you're probably going to need help and get it. Make sure that that resume is accurate. Don't embellish, don't lie, don't pretend. Make sure that it's accurate, because it will get checked out. People will follow up, they'll check your everything that you list on there, they will check it. The job application. Simple things like making sure that you fill out that application completely. Can't tell you how many times I've had applications submitted to me that have not been filled out completely. So if you go online, if you do it online, make sure you get it completed. If you fill it out by hand, make sure you complete it. But also, if you do it by hand, make sure you do it legibly. Write, print, whatever it is, make sure that the person that you hand it into can read it. These are basic things, but they're very important. And I speak from experience because I've seen things that just get tossed aside because you can't read it. The other thing, use proper grammar and make sure you spell correctly. Those things can get you knocked out of getting that job by people that review those applications. If they see you use poor grammar and that you haven't spelled correctly, you're going to get tossed aside. So do those things. Some other things to think about is research the company that you're interested in getting that job. Go online. Use those online resources. 1 minute left. Oh my gosh.
Can you talk really fast?
I'm going to have to talk really fast. Research, check them out online. Ask any employees that you might know what kind of a company it is. Okay? Do your research. And that way when you get to the interview, which is promoting yourself, be your best self. You want to show that you've got it all together. First impressions matter. Make sure you dress properly. Okay? Make sure that you cover up any tattoos, that you have few piercings, those types of things. Make sure that you use deodorant, that you use breath mints, and don't chew gum when you go to an interview. Those things are very important. Ask some questions. Have some questions formulated beforehand. Make sure you smile, that you show interest, that you make eye contact, that you have good posture. Okay? Maintain eye contact. Look people in the eye, but don't stare a hole through them. Okay? When you shake those hands, don't crush their hand, and don't hand them a limp dish rack, but make sure you give them a firm handshake. Okay? It's very important, that first impression. And then lastly, when you get done, be sure that as you leave that you stand and you smile, that you thank that interviewer for their time, and thank them by name. Because you want that last impression to be that they're important, that you remember their name, and that you will make an impact on them. That's all I have.
So now that you have this job, how are you going to keep it? And job retention is based a lot on good job performance. And good job performance is simply being committed to doing a job well every day, going above and beyond, and giving 100%. So the first step to that is simply show up every day on time. The Mary Kay Corporation has a philosophy that if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late. So know what your policies are for the company or the business that you've gone to work for now. What is their attendance policy? Who is it that you're going to call if you have an emergency or you're sick? What is their dress code? Their dress code may simply be jeans and a t-shirt. But if it is, are your clothes clean? Do you look like you just drug them out of the laundry basket where they've been for the last week? And are all the necessary body parts covered? What are their cell phone policies? What computer policy does this business have? It's hard for you to give 110% to a company if you're texting your friends and you're scrolling through your Facebook or you're shopping the Black Friday deals for Amazon. So know what those policies are ahead of time. And be a learner. Every business has its own culture. Every business has a language. I worked in the legal profession for several years, so if I read a document that said, this marriage is irretrievably broken and there's no reasonable prospect for reconciliation between them, I could tell you that that means these people can't get along and they need to get a divorce. But every business has a language, so whether you're working in the legal field or the medical field or for an accounting firm, be a learner. Learn that culture, learn the language, learn everything that you can about that particular area where you're working. Own your mistakes. Everybody makes them, top to bottom, all across the board. Everybody makes a mistake. And when you do, just simply take ownership of that. Accept responsibility for it. Be open to correction from your supervisor or your boss, and learn from that mistake and move on. The chances are really good that you're going to be working with a group of people, that you work together as a team. So do you know how to work well with others? Can you understand each other's differences? You all are from a generation where you probably do not understand what it's like to not have an electronic device. But there are those of us who grew up in a time where we didn't. And so can you appreciate those differences? Can you appreciate the difference that, and the experiences and the knowledge that somebody from a different generation or a different age group will bring to the team? Everybody has different talents. I'm not a visionary, so I can't create, I don't always see the big picture, but I'm an administrator. So if you need it to be structured or organized or delegated, then I'm the person that you're going to send that to. And that's the importance of having a different variety of people on the team, and understanding that my gifts will be different than your gifts. And how do we blend those together to be able to move this company forward? And everybody has a different personality. So where I may be chatty, you may be quiet. Where I may be loud, you may be soft. And understanding that it's not right and it's not wrong. We just are who we are. As part of a team, it's going to be important that you understand how to set aside your egos sometimes and emphasize the team over yourself. And that doesn't mean that you discount your contributions or that you minimize your talents, but it does mean that you are willing to share the credit for things and to point out the contributions that other people have made to the team and not just yourself. And so those are just a few tips on how to keep the job once that you have it.
But what I'm going to talk a little bit about is how do you excel in that job once that you get it. So I thought about this. I thought there's three things you probably need to remember when you're talking about excelling in a job. And there are three things that are going to cause you to excel in life as well. Number one is if you're going to get respect, we all want it, you got to get it. So example is you guys are respecting me. I've got a lot to do. I'm respecting you because I'm here and I wanted to speak to you. You're respecting me back because you're not playing on your phones and you're paying attention, so I appreciate that. But do keep your mouth shut, keep your ears open, learn and pay attention when you have that job, and you'll be excelling in it. It doesn't mean you can't express yourself and be yourself. I mean, I be myself every day. Like today I took two things that I thought are really important to me, and that is Star Wars and Tupac. So I am Tupac today. So it doesn't mean you can't express yourself. Just stay expressing within the rules. And here's a newsflash for you. You will work for terrible bosses. But what you will do in order to give them respect and get the respect back is to keep learning throughout that process. One thing I learned when I was an officer in the Air Force was they hammered on you all the time is, yes, the man deserves respect. You should salute the man because he should have respect. But if you can't give him the respect, then at least give the rank the respect. So that's something to carry with you. The second thing that's important is actively engage. Whatever job you take, even if it's not a great job and not one that you're going to keep the rest of your life, actively engage in that job. Learn it, do the stuff that nobody else wants to do the extra stuff. Studies have shown throughout the United States, in small to even large corporations, 50% of the people in that company are completely disengaged. They show up, they do their work, they go home. There's 20% of the people that are actively working against management. And there's 30% that are actively engaged in making the company go forward. If you will be that 30% of actively engaged people, you'll already be a leader ahead of 2/3 of the other people that you're working with. And then last but not least, that I think is critically important, is never quit. There's always the opportunity to quit anytime that you're doing something, but I would encourage you that an employer looks at you as if in the good times, anybody can be successful. That doesn't prove anything about you and your ability to be successful in the good times. It's when the bad times hit, it's when adversity hits that we really are who we really are. And so I would encourage you to spend your time giving your 100% even in the bad times. And that's when the true leaders come out, is during those bad times. And don't be afraid of your failures. Give that 100% and don't be afraid to fail. About 15 years ago, I was in Ohio and I managed a technology park. And so we had built a couple of buildings, and it was really important that we have our big ribbon cutting. We had all the dignitaries, a real long list of people that were going to speak and whatever. And since that was my job, I was the master of ceremonies, so I'm introducing everybody. And as I introduce each person, I go back and sit in my chair. Well, in order to stay out of the commotion, I kept having to move my chair back farther and farther and farther, until I got to the very last speaker, who was our congressman. I introduce him, he gets up to speak, I go back and I sit down, and by that time, the legs on my chair have fallen off the back of the stage, and I sat down and I went flying off the back of the stage. And the only thing anybody ever remembered about that ribbon cutting was Ray falling off the stage. Except for me, who heard my teenage daughter, as my legs are up in the air, I hear this hooting and hollering, laughing, and it's my daughter. So I took that from, I could have just quit, walked away, and said, I'm never doing another ribbon cutting, I'm never doing public speaking again. But as a result of that, it doesn't make me nervous to get up in front of you and say things, because I have had absolutely the worst thing possible happen to me. And I still recovered from it, and I still learned it. So I would encourage you to really focus on those three things. Make sure that in order to get the respect that you want in your job and excel in it, you've got to give that respect back first, and then you'll get it. The second thing is stay actively engaged. All you have to do is stay actively engaged in that job, and you'll already be ahead of 2/3 of the other people that you're working with. And last but not least, do not quit, and give 100% even in the bad times. Thanks a lot, you guys. Appreciate you asking me to do this.
I didn't know I needed to talk again, but I can always talk. I want to thank our three guests. Will all of you thank them one more time? These are folks who are leaders in our local business and our local communities. And they've taken the time to drive here, to spend just a few minutes with you, and to share with you some things they've learned from their experiences in the communities and in business. So we are so happy that our partners are willing to do that, and they're willing to be part of your education. I hope that as you go into your classes, you think about the things you've heard, you listen to the instructors about the importance of being on time, getting your work finished, communicating. I don't know of any instructor or any staff person on this campus that if you have an issue that's going to slow you down for some reason, if you communicate with them, they'll turn inside out to make sure you're successful. That's why we're here. We want you to be successful. We want you to move forward and get jobs that's going to be good earning jobs and help you, as we say, find a better life. So please think about the fact that we have business partners that will come and share their important and their very valuable time with us and with you. And I hope as you go through your educational career with us, you find nothing but success. You see people, you see staff in this room, in the hallways, in the offices. Never, ever don't ask for help. That's my words for you. You know, they say 99% of success is being present, and I truly do believe that. So be present, take advice, and communicate. And beyond that, Ms. Johnson, is there anything else we need?
You guys are dismissed and have a great semester.
Thank you very much.